From Sigma Woman, this is the Business for Aligned Women podcast. I'm your host, Clara McKay, your aligned business coach and advocate for all things showing up for your vision. This is a no BS space for brave-hearted women who are actually craving change. I'm dedicated to bringing women's visions into reality, equipping women with all they need to build an abundant future, and shutting down all of the ways that you keep yourself small. Here, we're all about a women-centered approach, non-negotiable value alignment, and making bank without compromising your well-being. Each week, you're already one step closer to your most aligned and abundant future. Welcome to this week's episode. This week, I am just giving you a reminder. I am going to be giving you a reminder to get back on track, to move out of any self-sabotaging tendencies, and to get back into the focus and the flow of what you know you should be doing. And this is for anyone in business or even anyone who's in a creative field who is tending towards a little bit of comparison, a little bit of spending time on Instagram that's not really helping them or benefiting them. And it would be really, really beneficial, this episode, for anyone who's really struggling in business. Maybe things just aren't working, or maybe they are working, but they don't feel good, or you just can't make any sales. That's who this is for. And if that is you, I wanted to remind you that I have a free offer at the moment, which is a quiz that you can take. And don't we all love doing quizzes to find out what your sales block is? It's really easy for a coach to actually know what is blocking your sales. And this quiz is going to help you understand what's going on and also give you some tools to rectify the situation. Before we get into the episode, I did want to let you know that my next cohort for Aligned Business Intensives for February 2025 is almost full. I am speaking to a lot of you in the DMs and you're saying that you're going to work with me at the start of next year. That window is almost closed. So it's time to make the commitment. It's time to sign up. It's time to get out of the conceptual and into taking aligned action. And feedback that I got this month is that from my last cohort, which finished in July, 3 of those women are now making 6 figures. These are women who were making $25,000, $60,000-ish a year. And within 3-ish months of finishing coaching with me, they've hit 6 figures, which was not something that they thought was possible before. And they absolutely didn't have the systems and structures set up in order to make that happen. So if you're craving that and you're feeling really ready to stop playing small and actually start moving into those bigger numbers and bigger spaces, that next opportunity is almost gone. It's almost full. You can sign up immediately via the show notes, or you can book in a call to chat with me, or you can always just reach out on the DMs. I'm totally open book. If you're thinking about coaching, if you've got questions, if you've got hesitations, just reach out. Let's have a chat about it. Let's talk it through. Today's episode is a loving butt kick and reminder to stop self-sabotaging. We've talked about self-sabotage, and it is the main thing that is between all of you and the success and alignment that you're craving. And I feel really confident in being able to say that because of how many women I have worked with and helped through this, and the absolute stuckness that I see self-sabotaging causes. I want to remind you that if there's someone that you're jealous of on Instagram, which I can almost guarantee there is, and you think that that person makes it look really easeful, that's why I'm not successful, I can hand on my heart guarantee you the difference between you and them is that they commit, they have a plan that they stick to, they don't let their moods shut down their business, and they're putting in effort without overthinking it or making it a personal melodrama. Now, I know a lot of you that hit hard just then, but come on, we're speaking truth here. There's no point beating around the bush. This is a reminder to you that if you want to be that person rather than be sitting on your couch on Instagram comparing yourself to them, you need to commit to the plans to your business, and you need to stick to the plans that you've made. You need to give those plans a reasonable amount of time and, importantly, effort before you start making judgments on those efforts. I'll say that part again. You need to give things and plans and strategies a reasonable amount of time and effort before you start making a judgment on those efforts. To start prioritizing consistency above all else. So not perfect consistency, not 100%, but doing things most of the time that you said you were going to do them. And I also want you to understand that a lot of the mental blocks that you're telling yourself are the excuse for not moving forward will fall off as soon as you start taking action. And I have immediate feedback on this from 2 clients in my last cohort. They literally sent me a message on WhatsApp being like, wow, I can't believe how right you were in the fact that when I actually started doing stuff, not only did all the mental melodrama and the blocks fall off, but the things that I actually needed to pay attention to and put energy behind were made evident to me. And I guess the implication is there that if they had have stayed in the melodrama, they wouldn't have actually uncovered these really important obstacles and issues, like literal things in their business that needed to be addressed, needed to be fixed. The people that you're jealous of on Instagram, I guarantee you, are investing in their business, both paying for systems to scale, investing in coaches, mentors, experts, contractors to do things for them, designers to do things for them. They are not cutting corners and they are not doing it on the cheap. They're not trying to wriggle out of spending $20 a month. They understand that spending $40 a month on a tool that's going to maximize their time, maximize their output, and let them mentally and physically rest is worth the price. They understand that spending $200 on your business every month and $5,000 every couple of years to get to multiple 6 figures is worth it, because that math is mathing. The math that you're doing when you're cutting corners and trying to do it cheap, it's not mathing. They're not doing things DIY. And I want to pop in here because there's some people that I know listen to this podcast every episode who have been DMing me for almost 6 years saying that they want to get help. And their finances and their business, it's a bit of a dumpster fire. Like, it's not working. And I can even just see through their Instagram that they are so drained, and that vibe is coming through and repelling people who might be amazing clients to work with. If that's you and you're not actually taking the time to look at the evidence that you have, i.e., doing it on your own hasn't done anything, it hasn't worked, it's time to actually acknowledge that you need some help. How many more disappointments and setbacks do you need before you'll start making a change, taking things seriously, and getting the help that you require? How bad does it have to become until you accept that things have to change? That you cannot keep doing it like this. If you can't tell, getting to share this time with you is something that I find truly sacred. I know that you're busy, but if you've taken anything away from our time spent together today, could you extend the love and share this episode with a friend, your community, or on your socials? Tag me so that I can see it and I can share it too. Or when you have a spare moment, leave the podcast a review. These things cost you nothing and will mean so much to me. Let's get this resource into the hands of more women visionaries and help us collectively move towards our most aligned way of being and doing business together.